estimates we've got from Hungary at this point?
Yes, well, if nationalistic populist parties have been doing slightly less well than expected in some countries in Europe, it's not the case here in Hungary. According to the exit polls, a thumping victory for Viktor Orban and his Fidesz party, 56% according to one exit poll. Some unofficial real results have been leaking out, suggesting that it's a bit less than that, maybe 53%. But in any case, he's got a lead of maybe up to 40% over the next biggest party, which is the Democratic Coalition led by former Prime Minister Ferenc Gyurcsány. It looks like Fidesz is going to have 10 or 15% more than all of the opposition parties put together. So it's really a very strong victory here for Viktor Orban and his Fidesz party. I think it's the best ever result, and I think it's the largest gap between the winning party and the next biggest party anywhere in Europe by quite some margin.
Certainly does look that way. Now, Gulliver, I know that you've been covering events there in Hungary for quite some time, and we know that migration has been one of the major issues that Viktor Orban has campaigned on nationally and in Europe. What can you tell us about the European election campaign for Fidesz?
Oh, clearly their strategy has been, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They campaigned once again on the issue of migration almost exclusively, as they did in the parliamentary elections last year. And Fidesz voters that we spoke to today did say that they were very afraid of migrants and that was their main reason for voting for Fidesz. One woman said that she felt safe in Hungary under Viktor Orban. I think it's worth noting that in the parliamentary elections last year, the OSCE's observer mission was very critical of the way that the Fidesz party used government information services and the way that it's taken over the media and the way that they put that message across about the danger, the supposed danger of mass immigration to Hungary, which is based in very many cases on completely false information. This conspiracy theory of the idea that George Soros is plotting to flood Europe with migrants that they keep putting out. And one opposition voter that we spoke to today said that she really felt that her compatriots had been brainwashed by this campaign of information or disinformation coming from the ruling party.
Well, just one last question to you, Gulliver. We know that there have been significant demonstrations, significant opposition to Viktor Orban over the labour law reforms there that many people dubbed a slave law. That seemed to have dented Viktor Orban's popularity. Has that issue just disappeared from the radar?
Yeah, it seems to have slipped from the agenda. That law was passed and went into force. People did protest against it, but it only made a bit of a dent in Fidesz's popularity, which bounced back. There is a policy that they've been pursuing which has been very popular aside from the anti-immigration rhetoric, and that is a natalist policy. One woman who we spoke to today said that she voted for Fidesz because as a result of the fact that she had 3 children, she was no longer going to have to pay back her student loans. There have been various other policies to try to encourage people to have more children, and I think a lot of people do appreciate that.
All right, thanks so much. Gulliver Cragg reporting.